Another video, another Novritsch product, but before you start, I can hear you typing. I know it. I can just hear the keyboards just clacking away, the mechanical. Anyway, don't go, Jonathan's overpriced. Because I'm going to tell you right now, for the first time, this is actually priced pretty darn good. So before you're like, oh, it's just a rebrand, I want to tell you, to start this video, it is good. So let's dive in. Let's just get in here. This is the newest lineup to the Novritsch empire. If you've been paying attention, I'm sure you have if you're in Airsoft. Of course, you're watching this video. You'll know that he's been pumping out product after product with his name all over it. And this is the next one on the lineup. Something that I was kind of surprised took him so long to make. We're going to dive on in. We're going to see what's inside this thing. We're going to open it up and get on into it in this unboxing video here of the Novritsch newest pistol. So let's dive on in. It's the SSP18, if that's what you want to know the model number on it. And I've got one of the first batch that just came out. Let's put the knife away. Let's open this thing up. All right, so first comes, we've got a case with the name on it. So Novritsch SSP18 right there. I'm gonna put that in the front. And what else we got here? Packing materials, packing list. Looks like we've got a CO2 magazine. I don't know if that means it's an extra one or if it's the one that comes with it. This was sent to me as a review sample, so heads up, this was provided by them. So you know, but I'm giving my honest opinion. You guys and gals know I do give my honest opinion on things when they come in. Now this is a surprise. This is the actual Novritsch open top pistol pouch. She gave me 2 of these, so I'm assuming there's probably 2 pistol mags in here on this pistol. So yeah, these are his ones in green. We'll talk about, I guess, these later. I didn't know. I think I know about the company that makes those, actually. Get that box out of the way because there's nothing else in there. So this is what you came for. We'll talk about those in a bit, and well, that too. All right, first comes first, the case. It's pretty basic, but it comes with the case. And I do like that. As much as this is very like low-end case, and it really is a low-end case, it's got the nice sticker on the front, tell you what it is on the inside, the barcode sticker here, but it's your basic case. I mean, there's nothing absolutely fancy about this thing, but I do like the fact that he does include it. There's really not many airsoft guns at all that include a case with them. I think the last ones are like Echo 1 Platinum Edition, which was actually OEM by VFC, when you're talking about commercial release of pistols. So as much as this thing looks a little, I don't know, like the first experience is like, hey, it's a case, but it's a case with a sticker on it. You can tell he kind of went budget on this one. You do get a case. So let's dive on in. I don't want that to unshade the video. So here we go. Inside, we're looking at the pistol itself. Packaged in a bag, looks like, okay, so that's the only mag we got. That's it. No green gas mag, I guess. Or I don't even know if he did a green gas mag on this one. So we are looking at the pistol. Let me go ahead and take it out of the plastic bag. And then there's something else here. Interesting. I've got a little Novritsch key that says Novritsch on it. It says fill valve and exhaust valve. But I guess that's for the, it's in the plastic bag. I don't know if it'll focus on that. Probably not. Actually, it might. There you go. So it's a little metal key to actually, it's a valve tool. So for your magazines to actually take the back off. That's interesting. I'll keep that over to the side. We can look at that a little later. And here is the pistol. Let's go ahead and take the case. Oh, by the way, inside, if you want to know, it's got the egg crate kind of foam in there. Just a nice basic case. It works. Hey, comes with it, right? I guess you should say freebie, especially for the price point. I mean, there are a lot of pistols in the market that cost more than this that don't even come with the case. First and foremost, the SSP18 is a select fire pistol. Novritsch, if you guys remember, when he first started doing sniping, it was his sniper rifle. He used a VSR-10 that was upgraded, eventually moved to his own sniper rifle platform. That was his first release product, the SSG-24. And this is kind of the newest version of his sidearm. He used to use a Tokyo Marui Glock 18C. Consider this a modified full auto pistol, kind of roughly based on the G series platform, although it does look quite different in a lot of ways. So I'm sure it's not enough. Almost looks like it has a lone wolf type lower. So on this, we'll talk about what's going on. But when I say select fire, it does have a little switch here on the side. I'll talk about that first, right here. Let me spin it around. Right there, which lets you go semi-auto and full auto. So you have both options. That's what makes this pistol unique. If you know, he did use the semi-auto, and of course he used the full auto option a lot. When enemies would get close to him, You go to full auto and spray down a room or whatever. And then of course you get a sniper rifle to engage at longer distances. So externally, we have metal up top, polymer down below. We'll start at the top and I'll kind of work our way down. So first and foremost, we have this metal slide, lots of serrations down the side, kind of like the texture here. Lets you get a really good grip to charge it. He did put some holes here in the front for styling, probably to lighten it up a little bit too, to make it cycle a little better, depending on the weight and all that. Does have a fixed rear sight. It is just simply, so we can get that black, just nothing to it. And then if you kind of go, and I'm gonna see if it'll focus on this, the fiber optic sight, yeah, we got it. It's a true fiber optic sight. It's a little green dot there. So it gathers the light. So when you're looking down the pistol, there's no mag in it right now, by the way. You're looking down the pistol, you just have this great little green dot that'll let you kind of see what you're looking for. It makes it really easy to gather, to get your sight picture, get on target, get right to it. Weight on this isn't really that bad. I don't have a magazine in it yet. In fact, let's go ahead and open this one up here. Kind of wish I had a green gas mag to go with this thing because I would love to test it with both. I'm going to do the CO2 one. First thing I noticed on the mag, I'll talk about the mag in a second. Put that in there. It does balance this pistol a lot better. Yeah, definitely. Still on the lighter end of the pistols because it is a polymer frame. So moving on down, you have the barrel here. It says FXB. There you go, FXB, you can kind of see it at the top there on the barrel and the hole in that area there. Lots of serrations going on down. Like I said, fiber sights front and rear, talked about that, metal plate in the back. Extended barrel here, it has a thread adapter on it and it is 14 millimeter counterclockwise threads. I can take this thread adapter cover off of it. It exposes the threads here so you can put a suppressor or whatever you want on it. I kind of like the look with the threaded cover. I always like the covers on these things. As I drop it, it's the real review, right? We got to do this thing the right way. There we go. Put that back on. A little bit of detailing. It's kind of got like this little plus notch in it. I don't know if you can kind of see. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see the notch in the thread adapter. It's pretty cool. So on that, it's pretty neat. On this, locking it back, you'll notice the barrel itself, and this is something pretty neat about it. This is not a moving barrel. So the barrel doesn't like kind of free float, or on a lot of the Glocks, you'll notice when you slide it back, even on a real Glock, this barrel kind of floats up and flips. This one is actually locked in, so it doesn't move at all, and including the hop-up chamber. So what that does is allows you to run a suppressor, and that's why he put the threads on this thing. Much more efficient. If you guys and gals know, you notice like the Umarex Glocks and all that they're out there, you don't normally see on the gas blowback ones, people running suppressors with them because of that floating barrel, that lifting barrel. As you pull the slide back, it lifts up. This one is locked in, so it's set up a lot better for that. So if you want to upgrade this thing, put a longer inner barrel in it, something like that, you can definitely go ahead and do that if you want to go that route, and then put a long suppressor on it, and you're not gonna like deal with durability issues or performance issues or have accuracy problems. That's usually the biggest thing is accuracy. This also locks the hop-up chamber that's inside in a fixed position in here, so it's not moving or rotating, so it's gonna give you better accuracy out of your pistol. So there was some considerations when going with this design on it. I like that considering it is his style. Also, if we're gonna get here, I'll threaded the fluted barrel, right? We always know, that's like the Novritsch signature, is the fluted barrel, that curled fluted thing. He's done it with all of it. He's done it with his M4 platform, he's done it with the sniper rifles, he's done it with everything. This one is no exception on this. You can drop the mag out. By the way, it's empty, there's no CO2 inside of that. On this, looks like standard, like pretty much Glock style standard system inside. There is an upgraded bucking in this. We'll talk about the bucking here in a minute, so it's not just a standard offering. If you know it's Novritsch stuff, you know he's going to be putting in some upgraded parts, internals. But we're going to still keep talking about externals. I do want to talk about how the barrel was in here because that kind of floats between internal and externals on that. Like I said, moving on around, we'll spin this around here. Fire selector is over here in the back. There are some markings on here that show like one bullet and then a bullet with some like tick marks behind it, right behind it, so you know there. It's on the fire selector, you can see which one it's pointing at, so you know, hey, I'm in semi or I am in full auto, but you know, it's pretty much down is full, up is semi. The only safety on this pistol is gonna be right at the trigger. It is the built-in trigger safety here. That's like the, so you have to grab the middle part on it to do it. So that's also that. For the mag release, moving on down to the lower frame, it is polymer. Mag release is oversized. It's really big, really fat. It's kind of on this side. I like the way it's designed. It is not set up for ambi though. So the way this pistol is designed, it is definitely only gonna be for a right hand. I noticed that when I saw the pistol mag, I was like, hey, let me check out the mag. You'll notice there's a notch on that side, but not a second notch on that side. I'm talking about this notch right there, and that shows you that this is not going to be ambi-compatible. So the magazines will usually have a notch on both sides that you're going to see on some of the G platforms and things like that out there, and some other pistols out there. It's becoming more and more popular because there's a lot of left-handed players, but this one is going to be set up for righties only. Slide release is pretty standard. It's longer this way, but it doesn't stick out really a lot this way. It's easy to grip. And in fact, I like because it is longer back toward your thumb. And I think if you have shorter thumbs, smaller hands, it's gonna be really easy to get to, and also to engage it if you don't have a magazine, if you wanna lock it back. It definitely gives you more space horizontally, not this way, not depth or girth, I guess, but more depth here this way to actually to reach it and grab it if you don't have a huge hand. On the lower frame, we do have an extended kind of like the beaver tail back here, so it's longer. It hangs out the back side of the slide. You see like that little hook there kind of goes a little farther past the slide. It's not just chopped off at the end. It's got that little extra hook right there. That gives you a better grip, prevents you from getting bit by the slide, lets you grab it a little taller, a little easier, kind of reminiscent of the Lone Wolf lower polymer frames you're seeing on Glocks. Then there's like this, I wouldn't call it stippling, but it's kind of like this really cool like pattern on it. You can kind of see all over the grip there itself. It's on the back of the grip, and it's also kind of right up here above my finger in this little triangle part where you're gonna rest your finger. It's kind of this cool texture. It allows extra grip, a little like, you know, more positive grab. Also, you can see down there at the bottom, you can see the Novritsch name, and of course in white, the only bright thing on here that says SSP18, and then the serial number is kind of right next to it, kind of dark etching. So the only light colored marking on this whole thing is gonna be the SSP18. Everything else, like the word Novritsch down there at the bottom, which is on both sides, by the way. I'm gonna spin it around so you can see this side too. And you see the markings, it's the only thing on that. The only thing you see is the SSP18. That's the only like white bright marking on there is up here. Last details on the lower frame are, of course, you have a big rail section here, so you can put a light or a laser. I mean, I would probably do a flashlight on this, just because it's gonna make it easier to see your BBs, things like that. Unless you're running a tracer unit, then you can do like a laser or something like that. And then the trigger guard itself has some cuts and grooves already as part of the mold that was made to let you grab up higher. A lot of people mod the trigger guards on this, like right here. They'll mod them and carve them out very carefully, or also in here, so you can get a better grip on it, a higher grip. So your hand goes up higher into that area and lets you grab just a little bit higher. You get your hand closer to that bore on that. And this one's already pre-modified. It's all part of it. It's not been done by hand. It's been done as part of the mold. It's intentional that way. So yeah, that's pretty much your upper and lower. Externally, that's what we're looking at. And I guess we're gonna talk about performance and internals, and then we're gonna jump into chrono. So, pistol's clear, magazine's out, right? Check for it, look, totally clear there. So now we're gonna talk about the performance, and it's the trigger is the first thing really when it comes to a pistol. If you're gonna dry fire it, we're gonna do a quick dry fire on this thing, and it's got a little bit of a take up. Let me see if I can show you. So the take up is that. You can kind of watch my finger. That's your distance of take up. So you can see the movement of my finger. That's about your distance, and then that's your break. The break is crisp. I mean crisp on that one. Let me just, and then here's the reset. I've got the figure all the way back. Here we go. There you go, you heard it. That's your reset, right? And that's the fire. Reset, fire. Reset, fire. There you go. So that's it. It feels really good. Just, it's short travel. Yeah, I mean, you hear me that, that's me releasing and firing again. So that's gonna simulate your follow-up shots. So I feel like this is gonna be pretty good when you take it out from a follow-up shot standpoint. Trigger itself is flat. I kind of like it. It's aesthetic. I know some people say it's this, that for like real firearms. For Airsoft, I find a lot of those things, I don't know, maybe not incredibly necessary, but I think it's a cool little touch. You know, I like that flat trigger, kind of makes everything kind of look neat on there. Magazine looks pretty standard. Looks like your 23-ish, 24-ish rounder one. I'll get you a full count on that. Let's see if it's actually on the outside of the box. No, I'll get you the details on that one. So yeah, inside you have a maple leaf bucking. It's one of the better ones. So you can actually even overhop 0.32 gram BBs, which is pretty cool. So if you're running heavyweight stuff, you want to run something that's going to get a little better penetration through brush, maybe carry that energy a little bit better, then yes, you can absolutely do it with this. If you're a fan of heavyweights, I usually run 2.8s or 3.0s. This one you can go to 3.2 and even overhop that. So if you want to spend the money and put the really, really heavy stuff in, you can do it, especially if you're going to combine it with the CO2 mag. It does have a choice when you purchase this thing. You can either get the CO2 or the green gas magazine. That is your choice in that one. So there's a lot of things going on inside this to give you a little better accuracy. I mean, we're talking about a pistol here, so I mean, it doesn't matter, but it does matter because sometimes you need to get those longer shots and you don't have time to transition back, especially if you're a sniper and you're using a sniper rifle. It can be a challenge to get back to those long shots by switching back to that. You only have a single shot. You're not going to be carrying like an M4 or something with you. So yeah, having that does allow you to take those longer shots, use those heavier BBs, and maybe even share BBs between your rifle platform and your sidearm platform, and not have to worry about, like having extra ones just for your pistol that are a different weight versus what you run in your rifle. And then rounding out the internals, the inner barrel, it's a 601 type bore. It's already in there. It's already ready to go. So you have that little extra boost of accuracy. So the whole concept behind this, and it's the same thing he does with all this stuff, is that you don't have to upgrade it, right? You're going to pay a little more, but you don't have to upgrade it. And that's the bonus on that. We're going to get to price. Actually, I'll just go ahead and tell you price before we jump into Chrono. Right now, these things are on sale for 145 euros. I don't know on that. Let me ask. Hey, Alexa. What's 145 euros to US dollars?
145 euros is 171 US dollars and 97 cents.
All right, 171 US, 170 US. So 145 euros is what it's selling for. If you want to pick it up, it's going to be able to exchange rates, VAT, all that kind of stuff. You have to figure that thing out depending if you're not in those areas. So according to Alexa, right now it's 170 some odd dollars, right? Which is still the gun that it's based on. I know you'll be like, oh, Jonathan, this is just a reskin of, I know, we all know who makes, I mean, if you know who makes this, you know who makes this for them. Then you'll know that those are actually selling for above this. If you do the exchange rate, I've seen them on online retailers for above 170, not for the Novritsch gun, for the base gun. It doesn't come with the type board, it doesn't come with the maple leaf bucking, it doesn't come with some of the other cool design features. So, and no case. So, to be honest, it's a really good value. Usually that's the bad news. Usually I'm like, all right, brace yourself. Here comes the bad news. It's a Novritsch gun. You're going to pay 1.5 times for the performance. I mean, you do get the upgrades. You do get everything pre-installed. You know that's what's going to happen when I'm talking about a Novritsch product review. But this time I don't have to say it. But it costs more than the platform it's based on. Actually, it doesn't. It's better value. So if that's something you're interested in, absolutely. I think it's really good. I'm glad to see he's moving this direction, and that's super cool. Okay, so enough about all the price. Let's dive into the Chrono section. Go get this thing Chrono with the CO2 mag. I'll get you numbers for all of it, the usual numbers on that, and also get you some links to some other videos out there since I'm not able to do green gas since I only was given a CO2 mag. Give you an idea on what it's shooting and all that, and we'll dive on back into wrapping this thing up. So that's it. You saw it. You know it. I'm happy with it. I think the price is good. I think it's competitively priced with other premium pistols out there, especially in like, this thing's gonna be going up against the Glocks and things like that. The other news is that, I didn't tell you this in the earlier part, this does fit into Glock 17 holsters. So if you have a Glock 17 holster, this thing is gonna work. So if you've already made the investment into a Glock 17 holster, you can absolutely do that. Also, we'll quickly, since he sent me these, I'll just rip one of these open and take a peek at it. Open top mags, these are, okay, it's got a flap on it, it's Cordura, looks pretty well, actually looks really well made. These are really interesting on here because this company, what is that for? It's got like a plug. It's like a piece of plastic, very, very on purpose. This piece of plastic here is just down in there blocking it. That's interesting. I wonder what that's for, if that's like on purpose. So anyway, these are kind of your, your grippy mags that have like the plastic. They're open top. They use the pressure. You have a shock cord to do it. There's a bunch of them out there like Scorpion mags. There's the high-speed gears. These are, I believe, made by a company in Austria, and that's also a company that makes the gear for the Austrian Special Forces, is the same company that makes the stuff for him. So this is high-quality stuff. This isn't like, like cheap imports from somewhere. This is going to be some high-end stuff. So I do know some of his pouches and things like that. It's cool he sent me the green. Like, they must have known that I'm like a Ranger green fan, because that's kind of my thing. So yeah, I'll be using these. I mean, there's like a pair of them. It's pretty nice. There's only one mag for this, but I'm sure I'll pick up some other mags on that. So there you have it. The Novritsch SSP18. Another one lineup. I was wondering when he was going to release this. I was surprised he released his other pistol on the high kappa platform before he did this one. I figured he'd do like the Mark 18 type pistol, or the Mark 23, I'm sorry. I was figuring this would be next, like this would be it, but I'm surprised it took him so long to get to a full auto select fire pistol to have something. I guess maybe it took him a while to track down a maker and a design and stuff like that would work. So anyway, let me know your thoughts on this. Are you gonna pick one up? Have you already picked one up? I'll have links to his site below. He does direct sales. I don't think you can buy him anywhere else, so I'll just link down there if you want to check him out on his website. He does have some really good videos on there. I'll give him some credit. As for a retailer or manufacturer, he does a good job with a lot of that stuff. So you want to read about all the specs and stuff and everything I talked about in a little more in detail. Also, you can see gameplay he's done with him. Of course, let it be known it's marketing, obviously. It's coming from his website. So, of course, it's going to be the coolest stuff ever. But yeah, check it out. See if you guys are interested in it. I'm going to give this thing some more love. I mean, I'm hoping I'm pretty much get to keep this thing, I think. So I'm going to be running around with this and see what I can do and see how it performs, see how happy I'm with it, and see how well the other mags I own hold up in this thing. So I want to know your comments. Let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget, I've got a web store with some cool morale patches to help support the channel and get you something really cool at the same time. And also, if you haven't hit the sub notification or hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, because YouTube pretty much tells you what you should be watching, and the notification bell lets you own and control what you watch on YouTube. So make sure you mash that notification bell, because otherwise YouTube may not show you any of these videos. I do upload weekly here on the channel with product reviews and question and answer from your questions on all the videos here across the channel. So anyway, until next time, go out and play some Airsoft, have some fun, but no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.